What's going on, and welcome back. Man, y'all know the drill. Out in the shop, as always. Gonna do some work on the Nova again today. We've got some things that I need to get done on this car before I can put on the ground. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna try to bleed the brakes. I'm gonna try to get the brakes bled so that that's done and out of the way. And then I'll probably grease everything up on the front suspension. There's a lot of new parts that need to be greased, so I'll probably do that today. And then hopefully I could at least get the wheels on the car and maybe get the front suspension loaded and go ahead and start tightening that stuff up. And then wait for stuff on the rear. Yes, I still got some parts I'm waiting for on the rear. I'll explain that in another video. But I realized after going through some videos that I didn't give a good showing or proper viewing of the front suspension and brakes. So I kind of messed up and left that out. So we'll take a look at that real quick and then we'll get into today's video. So like I said, I didn't really show off the front brakes and the front suspension. So we're gonna do that now. Give you guys a look at it. So we've got a front disc brake conversion. We are sticking with the manual brakes. So no power booster, it's just gonna be a master cylinder. It's on the bench, getting ready to be bled, bench bled. So, but anyway, here are the front brakes. This is the driver's side. And as you can see, the master cylinder is not there. I did work on some of the wiring here that's kind of tucked away. Started working on that to get it ready to be hidden, mostly hidden, once we get the inner fender in. So here's the driver's side. As you can see, upper and lower tubular A-arms there. And then you can see, get you in here, you can see the front sway bar. A nice size front sway bar. If you guys remember way back, I talked about the factory sway bar and how tiny that thing is. I mean, it's no bigger around than my finger, so it's pretty small. Then we'll move over to the passenger side and basically same thing. Got disc brakes, and there's a shot of the control arms and the sway bar. And we'll get you down a little shot of the coilovers there. QA1 coilovers on the front of this car. It's gonna be sweet. We'll be able to adjust the ride height on the front. I think hopefully the back will sit real nice, and then we'll just adjust the front accordingly. And there is the brake line on this side. Everything's turning out real nice on this car, so I really like these brakes. Easy to install, not bad at all, but I'm ready to see some wheels on this thing. But anyway, that's the front brake suspension. Wanted to show that to you guys after realizing that I hadn't. So let me get busy. Let me get this master cylinder bench bled and we get started on these brakes today. All right, so we're gonna take a little break on the Nova because we have a special guest that showed up. I had totally not even thought about this today. I knew he was coming, but didn't really think about it. But let me turn the camera around and show you who showed up. But man, look who finally made it. That's Kevin Bills, but you're a new YouTube channel though, right?
Yes, on my new YouTube channel, Everything Goes TV.
That's right.
Yep. And I'm here today with Pony 1992 to pick up this block right here that was given to me by Mr. Mark Warren and Car Mob. And then over here, I have some brake calipers, pads, and rotors from Demon Fox. So I'm here to take these home today. And I'm going to take this probably to a machine shop and get it worked on so I can put it inside my Fox Body Mustang.
Yeah, cool. And then Dad brought his dad over there. He brought him. Finally made it out. Everybody's been busy, man, so they hadn't had a chance to come. But today, the block is going to his new home.
Yep.
Demon Fox 5.0. There go the brakes right there.
Yes.
Mr. Mach 1, let me show you the block again. And there we go. They're going to head out today.
Both of these. Yep.
But yeah, man.
Thank you so much, Car Mob and Mr. Mach 1 for the block, and Demon Fox 5.0. Thank you so much for the brake parts.
Yeah, those brakes are nice, man. I almost kept them. I don't have nothing to put them on, though. Lucky for you, I don't have nothing to put them on. They probably would have went good with that wheel right there. What do you think about that, Gearhead?
Oh, that's Gearhead?
Yeah, that's his wheel. Yeah, so we're going to get the block loaded up, get these brakes loaded up. Huge shout out to Mr. Mach 1 and Demon Fox 5.0, man. Really cool what y'all did for young Kevin to keep the car building going, spirit alive. I don't know what you want to call it. Pass it on to the next generation, I guess you'd say. But let's get this stuff loaded up, and then we'll be back. All right, so we got the brakes bled. And as you can see, got the wheel on over here, passenger side. You can't see much in there, but oh yeah, look what happened. There's something missing over there. Oh, and something missing here too. Oh, there it is on the ground. So, as you can see, there is the fender over there on the ground, and yeah, we had to pull it off because the inner fender would not go in. Because one, the control arm, which is underneath that green rag there, the control arm is in the way and wouldn't allow it to roll in there, so to speak. And also this part of the inner fender, this is kind of up. Let me see if I can get a shot of that. If you can see how it goes up, it shouldn't go up. It needs to be flat right there. So our only choice really was to pull the fender off so we can just set this in there, go ahead and bolt up the front and kind of get it set up and ready for the fender to go back on. And I think we'll be good, but yeah, that sucks. I don't know if that's something with their press, if it happened after it got pressed, who knows. But, you know, it's caused me a lot of headache here because we've scratched it up, which, you know, not really anybody's fault. It just happened. So that's going to have to be kind of repainted. You won't see this, but I don't want to leave it like that so it'll rust out. Oh, and check this out. So as you can see, the battery's not there. But look at the paint there on the inner fender. It looks kind of wiped away. Yeah, brand new battery. Decided to leak out of the top of it. I don't know why, I don't know how. But that's going back tomorrow. And yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot some more paint down here, and hopefully I got all the battery acid off of that. And it did touch the radiator too, which I'm not happy about at all. Hopefully that'll polish out. I don't know. But we're gonna get back to it, try to get this fender on, and maybe after that call today, we'll see. Alright, so you see that the LS Swap 73 Nova is on these stands. I don't know what you call them, wood stands, who knows, tire stands, I don't know. But it is on it. Yeah, it's actually sitting pretty pretty low all around. Here's a problem though. This is actually the next day. Last night we attempted to adjust the coilovers, and the way that these QA1 coilovers work is there's a ring, or like a snap ring, something like that, a metal ring around the bottom of the shock, and the coilover comes down and just kind of presses against it, and that's what holds the sleeve. The sleeve is the threaded part of the coilover and what you use to adjust the ride height. So anyway, we tried to adjust the ride height last night and unsuccessful. So I got maybe a turn or two, probably not even 2 full turns, and the sleeve started turning with the adjusting nut. So that's not good. If the sleeve turns, it is not going to adjust. And this is with the suspension unloaded. The suspension, we jacked it up in the air, the suspension was drooping, and could not tighten it up because the sleeve was turning. So yeah, I'm going to call QA1 and see what they're going to do about it, because when I went to look up my order to figure out exactly which ones I had, the order doesn't show. I got them from Jegs, but the order does not show. It shows there's an order, but doesn't say what it is, because that particular part is not carried by Jegs anymore. And the few websites that I saw said out of stock, unavailable, discontinued, yada, yada, yada. Even QA1 website, not on there. So the only thing that I could find were actual aluminum threaded body shocks. These are steel with that ring. So yeah, I'm going to call QA1 and figure out what the deal is, because this is not going to work. The whole point in coilovers is to be able to adjust your suspension, adjust the ride height, and set you up for how you want it to drive, how you want it to handle, all that good stuff. So if they can't be adjusted, then it's defeating the purpose. So anyway, long story short, got to call QA1, yet another delay. So, oh my goodness, this car, it had me aggravated, I ain't gonna lie. But let me show you under the hood. I think I have finalized, at least for now, the air induction. We've got it running kind of over into this corner. If the washer fluid bottle wasn't there, we would have more room to bring it further into, and actually probably into the fender there, which would probably be cool and probably get a little bit cooler air, but I don't know, is what it is. Not a big deal, it's just a cruiser. We're not trying to make every last single horsepower possible, but it would have been nice to get it in the fender. But either way, it is on there, and I think that looks pretty good. And hopefully the haters, when I had it, you know, running across over there, hopefully that will please the haters. And, you know, they'll say, well, you know, if that's all you could do, that's all you could do. So anyway, but one thing I will show you, another restriction for moving that filter over, is if you can see, I put the AC connection down there at the time. Oh, it's blurry. Come on, it ain't gonna focus. At the time, that was the best place for the way I've got the AC set up. But so that's kind of in the way also with the filter. And of course, you got the power steering reservoir right there. That's kind of not really in the way, but we're kind of blocking it now with the tube. And then the alternator, man, it's really close to the alternator, but it clears. And hopefully that'll be in okay spot. So much room over here for nothing. But anyway, that is where we're at with the car. We're actually at a standstill, kind of doing little stuff here and there until we can figure out these coilover shocks. So, but let's see what else we can get done today, and I'll let you know. All right, y'all, so it is the next day yet again. Apologize in advance for not getting a video out to you guys on Sunday, but I've been working on this car, and we've had Candy's cousin over here working on the car as well. So huge shout out to Jarrett for helping me out with this. But we got the car behind me. I do want to admit when I have messed up. I want to be transparent with, you know, what I do. Sometimes I mess up, sometimes I don't. So I called QA1 today and talked with a guy, and he said that they really haven't had problems with the coilovers not adjusting. So I said, okay. He's like, well, send me some pictures. Let me see what you got. Let me see what's going on. I said, okay, I'll do that. So throughout the day, and then on the way home, I'm thinking, let me make sure that I have plenty of anti-seize on the threads. I did put anti-seize on the threads, and I am using the, I don't know if you want to call them thrust washers or whatever, or thrust bearings. Little bearings on there that the spring and the nut, it's in between both of them, so that way everything turns freely, or as freely as possible. So got home, got out here, and checked the anti-seize and just kind of slathered some more on. Lowered the nut as far as I possibly could, slathered some more on as much as I could fit between the coils of the spring, and guess what? I got the coilovers adjusted. Now this may not be the final position, but this looks pretty good. It says in the instructions about 1.5 inches to 2 inch, somewhere in there is stock or factory ride height. So they are right about 1 7/8 inches, somewhere in there. And that is a measurement from the bottom of the sleeve to the nut. So, man, it actually looks pretty good. I like it. And, my apologies to QA1. I was a little upset that they wouldn't adjust, but it was my own fault. So there you go on that. But let me quit babbling about this. Let me turn the camera around so you can check this out. Here we go, y'all. Check this thing out. I think the ride height like this looks pretty good. Now the rear suspension, that is not completely done yet. I got some parts today to finish that up, but I don't have time to do it today. So maybe tomorrow, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but check this out. I think it looks really good, and it is about where it sat before we even did the swap. So I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty even on both sides. But yeah, man, I like how that looks. That's looking good. It's got me some good clearance on the tire, between the tire and the fender up here. That looks good. Let's check out the passenger side while we're at it. Let me try to back up so you can see. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, man. That looks about right. And it's about the same, measurement between the fender and the tire, so, man, it looks good. Still got some things to button up underneath, as you can see. But yeah, and I love how that tucks the rear tires. Love how they kind of tuck up in there. I'm gonna have to roll those fenders though, because it is close. It's not touching, but it's close. I think before we did the swap or anything, we had these wheels and tires on it, and it would touch every now and then. Nothing major, but a little bit of touch. So I think we're gonna try to roll those fenders ever so slightly, just to give us a little more clearance. But there it is. There she is, man. Coilovers are set up for now. Hopefully at least good enough for the first drive. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna end this one here. I have done enough talking and babbling and haven't really showed you guys enough work, in my opinion. So I'm gonna end this one, and we'll pick up next time. Hopefully, maybe with the driving video. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see on this car. But man, she is coming along. We are almost there. I can see a bright light at the end of this tunnel. We're almost there, and I'm excited. So anyway, hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, because we're about to drive the 73 LS Swap Nova, and we'll see you on the next one.